So the Indiana Fever has signed a new forward. Moments ago, guys, Stephanie White and Amber Cox is trying to get something done. Now, this kind of make me question what actually is happening with Aaliyah Boston, the injury. Let's dive into this player right now.
The text message arrived like a bolt of lightning, and suddenly, the entire Indiana Fever blueprint was rewritten. Caitlin Clark didn't wait for the front office or the league to give her permission. She went straight to Courtney Williams with an offer that no one saw coming, and the fallout is sending shockwaves through the coaching staff. Stephanie White is reportedly stunned by how fast the power dynamic is shifting in her own locker room. This isn't just about a new player joining the squad. It's about Clark hand-picking her future dynasty. The silence from the front office says everything you need to know about who is really in charge now.
Text, chat. Do y'all want to hear the text? Yeah. Courtney, this is Caitlin Clark. I got a gift for UNT on the stream. You will need them for the game.
Yep, I'm on the way.
I need them. Believe it. I said, yeah, sure.
What I'm doing?
Okay. I said, yes, sir.
Have you told her
Okay.
I need them.
Courtney's gonna call
I just got a text, chat. Do y'all want to hear the text?
Yeah.
Courtney, this is Caitlin Clark. I got a gift for UNT on the stream.
Courtney Williams didn't hesitate for a second. She went live on a stream and read the message for the whole world to hear. Caitlin Clark personally reached out to tell her there was a gift waiting for her and her team. This wasn't just a friendly gesture, it was a recruitment masterclass. Clark is gifting her signature CC1s to players she wants in her inner circle. When Courtney shouted that she needed every single color and every new drop, the message was loud and clear. She's not just a fan of the game, she's ready to ride with Clark through the 2026 season and beyond. This is how you build a super team under the radar.
I just got a text, chat. Do y'all want to hear the text?
Yeah.
Courtney, this is Caitlin Clark. I got a gift for UNT on the stream. You will need them for the game.
Oh, so Caitlin Clark is pretty much gifting them probably her CC1s. She's gifting them the CC1s. Now, earlier today, if I could find the exact clip here, bro, these are nasty, bro. So these are all of Caitlin Clark's shoes that she has worn so far. And every last one of them is straight pressure. Straight pressure.
Stephanie White is now facing a massive dilemma as her superstar rookie starts acting like a seasoned general manager. It's one thing to have a generational talent on the floor, but it's another to have one who is actively recruiting and outfitting potential teammates on her own terms. The energy in Indiana has shifted from rebuilding to dominating almost overnight. White has to manage these massive personalities while the league watches every single interaction. The pressure is mounting because Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's building a brand that players are desperate to be a part of, even if it disrupts the status quo.
On the Sophie Cunningham situation, oh my God, guys, I got breaking news that just dropped. Oh, wow. Shout out to Fire Stephanie White. Somebody said, you got to be kidding me. Isn't Roy the same ref who gave Caitlin Clark a technical foul for saying, look at the scoreboard after Sanaya was talking smack to her? So these are the referees for tonight's All-Star game. And Roy looked like he's lead referee for tonight's game. And this is the guy that gave Caitlin Clark that technical, bro. Royal Gulbin. That is him coming up with the...
But let's talk about the shoes because they are the key to this entire move. The CC1s are becoming the ultimate currency in the WNBA. Courtney Williams was practically salivating at the thought of getting those silver editions. She told her audience she was going to have Caitlin's dad become her new shoe guy, just to make sure she never misses a drop. These aren't just sneakers, they are a symbol of loyalty to the Clark era. By putting these shoes on the feet of key veterans, Caitlin is effectively marking her territory and making it impossible for the league to ignore her influence. It's a genius marketing move.
And this is the guy that gave Caitlin Clark that technical, bro. Royal Gulbin. That is him coming up with the scoop, team scoops thing. Was the dumbest marketing thing ever. Wow, guys. Now, Cheryl Reeve will be coaching Caitlin Clark. Now, Cheryl Reeve, Caitlin Clark coached tonight in the All-Star game. Reeve worked with Don Staley and general manager for the Connecticut Sun to keep Caitlin Clark off the 2024 Olympics. Reeve will not allow Caitlin Clark any minutes tonight. Bank on it. Ooh. Yeah.
While Clark is busy building her future roster, the ghosts of her past are still trying to haunt her. The news just broke that Roy Golden is slated to lead the officiating for the upcoming All-Star game. If that name sounds familiar, it's because he's the same referee who slapped Clark with one of the most controversial technical fouls of the season. All she did was tell her opponent to look at the scoreboard after being harassed, and Golden blew the whistle. Having him in charge of her biggest showcase game is an absolute slap in the face. It feels like the league is intentionally putting hurdles in her path.
To keep Caitlin Clark off the 2024 Olympics, Reeve will not allow Caitlin Clark any minutes tonight. Bank on it. Ooh. Yeah. I want to pause the video real quick. I want to pause this topic. One of the biggest questions I always get asked is, John, how do you look for other money opportunities? And I tell them, I wait for them to either present themselves or I go get them. And y'all know me, I'm a go-getter. And I'm here to tell you, you could be making money right now from your smartphone, Apple or Android device. Whatever smartphone you got, dog, there is a new app called Free Cash. And on it,
the tension doesn't stop with the referees. The coaching situation for the All-Star game is a total powder keg. Cheryl Reeve is the woman in charge of the squad, and the history here is incredibly messy. Reeve was reportedly one of the key figures, alongside Dawn Staley, who worked behind the scenes to keep Caitlin Clark off the 2024 Olympic roster. Now, she's expected to coach the very player she helped snub on a global stage. Fans are already speculating that Reeve will find any excuse to keep Clark on the bench. It's a level of pettiness that we've rarely seen in professional sports, and it's happening in real time.
Probably make another video diving a little deeper into that topic. A lot of people have been voicing their opinion, especially Fox News, on Sophie Cunningham comments regarding the transgenders athletes. I told y'all once and I'll tell y'all again, men do not need to be playing with women. There's no way. This should be normal. This should even be legal. This should be so illegal. This is unconstitutional. A man should not be playing with women, bro. Just the testosterone level, the women could get hurt. God forbid a woman athlete lose her life or something out there trying to compete with a man.
Insiders are already warning fans not to expect a lot of minutes for Clark under Reeve's leadership. The prediction is simple: Reeve will not allow Clark to outshine the veterans she's championed for years. This isn't just a coaching decision, it's a political statement. The establishment is clearly uncomfortable with how fast Clark has taken over the spotlight, and they are using every tool at their disposal to slow her down. But what they don't realize is that every time they try to suppress her, her fan base only gets louder and more protective. The All-Star game is going to be a battle of wills and egos.
Bless them forward. But when it comes to being physical and playing sports, being an athlete, no woman should have to compete with a man, period. This ain't the WWE, which is scripted. Like, these are real athletes that waited their whole life to do whatever sport they're doing. They have to go out here and compete against men. That's not right. Because I would damn sure hate if my daughter got to go out there and compete against a man in the sport. Tell you, think about it, you father, your daughter got to go out there and play against, Big Bubba. Like, what the hell she playing against Big Bubba for? Guys, get down in the comments.
Amidst all this coaching drama, Stephanie White has to wonder what this means for her own future with the Fever. If the league's top coaches are actively working against her star player, how is she supposed to protect her? White is seeing the handwriting on the wall. The move to bring in Courtney Williams and potentially other heavy hitters for 2026 is a defensive play as much as an offensive one. Clark is surrounding herself with people she can trust because she knows the league hierarchy isn't going to do her any favors. It's a us against the world mentality that is quickly becoming the Fever's new identity, but the locker room isn't just dealing with external enemies. Internal friction is starting to surface thanks to some explosive comments from Sophie Cunningham. During a recent broadcast, Sophie's co-host went on a passionate rant about the presence of transgender athletes in women's sports. The take was that the issue is being blown out of proportion by politicians to distract from real problems like housing and health care. While some saw this as a call for perspective, others saw it as a betrayal of the sanctity of women's athletics. It's a polarizing topic that has the entire WNBA community divided. The reaction to Sophie's platforming of these views has been swift and brutal. Many fans are arguing that men have no business competing in women's sports, regardless of the statistics. The argument is simple: the biological differences in testosterone and physical strength create an unfair and potentially dangerous environment. When you have female athletes who have trained their entire lives to reach the professional level, the idea of them competing against someone with a male physiological advantage feels like a total violation of the game. This isn't just about sports, it's about the safety and future of the league. Think about it from a father's perspective. If you have a daughter who has worked her way up to the elite level, only to be forced to compete against someone with a massive biological advantage, you'd be losing your mind. There is a fear that a woman could literally lose her life or suffer a career-ending injury because the physical disparity is just too great. This shouldn't even be a legal discussion. It should be a common-sense safety issue. The fact that it's being normalized in some circles is terrifying to those who value the integrity of women's competition. The WNBA is at a major crossroads. Stephanie White is now caught in the middle of these cultural and structural wars. On one side, she has a superstar who is effectively building her own team through text messages and shoe deals. On the other side, she has players and commentators embroiled in a national debate that could alienate half the fan base. Managing the Fever used to be about X's and O's, but now it's about navigating a political minefield while trying to keep the team focused on winning. The 2026 season feels like a lifetime away, but the moves being made right now are going to determine the fate of the franchise. The Courtney Williams signing is the first major domino to fall. Williams is known for her leadership and her grit, and her alignment with Clark is a massive win for the Fever. When she said, "We rock with leadership," she was sending a signal to the rest of the league. She's seen the vision that Clark and White are putting together, and she wants in. This isn't just a veteran looking for a paycheck. This is a player who sees where the money and the momentum are going. The support from the Clark fan base has already made Williams one of the most talked about players in the entire league, but why 2026? That's the year everything changes. By then, the new media rights deals will be in full swing, and the salary cap is expected to explode. Clark is playing the long game by establishing these relationships now. She wants a roster that is not only talented, but completely loyal to her brand of basketball. If Stephanie White can keep this group together and shield them from the outside noise, they are going to be unstoppable. The unbelievable new teammate mentioned in the headlines is just the beginning of a much larger plan to turn Indiana into the center of the basketball world. Let's go back to that text message for a second. "Courtney, this is Caitlin Clark. I got a gift for you." It sounds so simple, but the implications are massive. In the world of high-stakes sports, these small gestures are how alliances are formed. It's the same way LeBron James or Kevin Durant build their teams. They bypass the traditional channels and go player to player. Clark is proving that she understands the business of basketball just as well as she understands the game itself. Stephanie White might be losing it because the control is slipping away, but she also knows this is her best chance at a ring. The controversy surrounding the referees and Cheryl Reeve only serves to bond this new-look Fever squad even tighter. When the world is against you, you turn to your teammates. By gifting those shoes and reaching out personally, Clark is creating a circle of protection. She knows that when she steps on that court for the All-Star game, she's going to be under a microscope. She knows the refs are looking for a reason to blow the whistle, and her coach might be looking for a reason to bench her. But she also knows she has players like Courtney Williams in her corner, ready to go to war. The Scoop team marketing debacle is another example of the league's disconnect. They are trying to manufacture drama and storylines that fans aren't buying, while the real drama is happening in the DMs and on the practice courts. Fans are tired of the scripted narratives and the biased officiating. They want to see the best players on the court, playing at their highest level. The fact that a technical foul for saying, "Look at the scoreboard," is still a talking point shows just how much work the league has to do to regain the trust of the audience. Clark is the only thing keeping them relevant. Even with the Sophie Cunningham situation, the focus always comes back to how these distractions affect the play on the floor. If the locker room is divided over social issues, the chemistry suffers. Stephanie White is working overtime to ensure that the big bubble of controversy doesn't pop and destroy the progress they've made. She needs her players focused on the 2026 goal, not on Fox News headlines or NCAA policy debates. It's a delicate balancing act that requires a coach with a thick skin and a clear vision. Luckily for the Fever, White has proven she can handle the heat. The 2024 Olympic snub will always be a chip on Clark's shoulder. It's the fuel that drives her to work harder and recruit better. Every time she sees Cheryl Reeve or Dawn Staley, she's reminded that the establishment didn't want her. That's why landing a teammate like Courtney Williams is so significant. It's a middle finger to the people who tried to gatekeep the sport. Clark is building her own platform, her own team, and her own rules. She's not waiting for an invitation to the table anymore. She's building her own table and deciding who gets a seat, and those seats are filling up fast. As we look toward the future, the integration of these new pieces is going to be fascinating. How will the existing roster react to Clark's shoe diplomacy? Will there be jealousy? Or will everyone fall in line to reap the benefits of the CC brand? So far, it seems like the latter. Players want to be successful, and in today's WNBA, success is synonymous with Caitlin Clark. Stephanie White is watching a revolution happen from the sidelines, and while it might be chaotic, it's also the most exciting time in the history of the franchise. The 2026 roster is already looking like a total nightmare. The conversation about transgender athletes and the safety of women's sports isn't going away, and it will continue to be a backdrop for the league's evolution. But at the end of the day, the fans are showing up for the basketball. They are showing up for the rivalry between the old guard and the new era. They are showing up to see if a rookie can truly change the world. Caitlin Clark is answering that question every single day, whether she's on the court or in the DMs. The unbelievable new teammate is just one part of a story that is still being written, and it's getting better. The landscape of the WNBA has been permanently altered, and there is no going back to the way things were. Caitlin Clark has proven that a single player can shift the gravity of an entire professional league, forcing coaches like Stephanie White and veterans like Courtney Williams to adapt or get left behind. Whether it's through signature shoes, calculated recruitment, or standing firm against a biased establishment, the new era is here to stay. The only question left is how many more unbelievable moves Clark has up her sleeve before 2026. One thing is certain, the world will be watching.